What's up, guys? Welcome back to AC Designs Garage, and on today's episode we're going to put the slam on the 87 Burb. We're going to put the tubular control arms, drop spindles, drop springs, flip kits, all that good stuff, so make sure you stay tuned and watch us put it in the dirt. Here we go. But first things first, guys, we got to get organized. I got stuff strode everywhere. I was trying to get everything kind of pre-done and pre-painted, just spray bombs all we did, because I want this to go fairly smooth, because it is a lot of work and it's hot out here and they're calling on storms later on, I think so we got to do it fast. So I pre-put the steering, drag link, all that stuff together, and I'll show it to you. And we're gonna basically get everything laid out there at the lift, outside on the ground on cardboard. That way we can just boop boop boop, put it together and put her in the dirt. I want that thing sitting as low as possible, and maybe just a little bit lower than that. So let's get it. All right, guys, here's my mess. I've been thrashing for 2 days to get all the kind of the behind the scenes stuff done. We put I painted, and we just use Rust-On spray bomb on it. But I painted all the drag links and tie rod ends. The only thing that's not new on this setup is I guess that's a drag link, tie bar, I don't know what they call it. But all this is brand new MOOG inner and outer. I like MOOG stuff. It's not the cheapest, but this is your steering, guys. I say put a little bit of moolah in that, because it does work good, it fits good, and it holds up. Don't try to skimp on any brakes or steering, I've always said. And also, this was for the flip kit. This is we use a 10 work fabrication. Here's the other piece. These are some nice pieces. I'm not sponsored any of this, every bit of this I bought out of my own pocket. And yeah, this is the flip kit for it. All the welds, everything's good and heavy duty. Yeah, we just tried to get a little bit ahead on everything. Try to clean up the dust shields where people's been beating the far out of it with something I don't know. And guys, I worked for a while yesterday. I'm gonna get some new ones, but do not hit the center of this to put your dust cap on. It's got a lip right here. You can just work it down. Don't beat them in the middle, because it looks horrible and then it just don't want to stay on. So just a little tip there, don't do that. I've already got the rotors cleaned up. They didn't have a whole lot of grease in these things. In the bearings, they were not packed good. So we cleaned them out yesterday. I'm just kind of pre-preparing so you ain't got to bore you through all that mess. But yeah, we got to pack these bearings. We're going to do that. And can we take a moment of silence for some of the raddest lower and upper control arms I think I have ever had. These things are bulletproof and bad to the bone. These are CPP upper and lowers. That's the lower. Here's the upper. Got the integrated bump stops. Everything is labeled. And the main reason I got these to put on patches, and I think that's the wheels we're going to run on the Suburban, but I got these to put on patches. But if you remember, we pancaked the cross member. Got a video on that, you can see how to do that. So it gained a lot of ground clearance. Well, the Suburban, I didn't go through the trouble. So since we didn't pancake the cross member Suburban, stuff hangs a little lower under the bottom, and I don't care about that stuff. I'll drag it. I just want it to sit as low as possible. And the more junk you got hanging down, the less chance of getting a low, and low's cool. The lower you can get, the better. I like static drop. Nothing wrong with airbags, but I like static drop. It's kind of like some pride. If you can set something 2 inches off the ground and drive it daily, it's kind of like a badge of honor, if you will. So anyway, the thickness difference in these tubulars and the stock ones are like a lot. So that's going to give us a little added ground clearance. And I didn't have to beat that shaft out of the other ones. I got the ball joints to do them, but I just don't like changing on stuff. So anywho's, this is what we got. And I will say, guys, these things are nice, heavy duty. I mean, I have tubing benders, TIG welders, all this stuff. I'll just buy them. I can't remember what they was. I think the upper and lowers are around $1,500. It takes a while to save up for them, but that price could be a little different. You can just look it up for yourself, but they are really, really nice. And as for spindles, this is all I use. I like Beltex. I've been using Beltex for 100 years, it seems like. These things are just super nice. Now I got the 3-inch do-rop on it, because we fitting to put the do-rop on it for sure. But these things are really nice. The casting's nice. Do not skimp on these, guys. These things here, I've saw, you can go on Amazon, you can buy $150 drop spindles. Do not buy the cheaps. This is your life and somebody else's life, so don't skimp on it. Buy the good stuff. If you gotta wait another month or two to save up, or 6 months, whatever. Save up and buy the good stuff, because I've been saving for a while to get this stuff. Yep, we got the 3-inch drop spindles, 3-inch drop springs. I usually don't. I did this for time. I usually cut all my springs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But got 3-inch drop springs, so we're gonna do 6 in the front. They said the 10 Works fabrication kit here, flip kit, does a 6-inch drop, so we're gonna see. I don't want no squat. I'm from North Carolina, and I don't believe anybody from North Carolina would squat a truck. That should be against the law. But anyway, you know, whatever you want to do. I don't want that. That Suburban is not going to be a tail dragger. I like it like 3 degrees of rake. I'm a hot rodder, so we're going to have a little rake to it. So if I got to cut a half a coil or a coil out of them 3-inch drops, so be it. But we'll put it together, get it set down around, see how she looks. But that Carolina squat thing, it couldn't have originated here. All right, guys, me and Dave's done got everything set up out here. Take a little time, lay stuff out. Like I said, we got all this ready to go on. This will be our last, our drag links and stuff. We just got little tables set up everywhere. Got everything I think we need, U-bolts. Got everything on this side laid out. I got to pack the bearings so I don't forget. And then after we get together, we'll torque everything. But everything's good. We chased all the threads for the uppers. We got our U-bolts. Go right here, and yeah, it should be good. Got our dust shields. I set them over here with the spindle so I don't forget to put everything together and then have to take it back apart and put the dust shields on. But yeah, so I think we're about ready to start putting this front end together. Yeah, guys, see where I was talking about how thick these things are right here? So look how thick these are. So that's going to gain us some clearance, but we are going to have to raise this exhaust up. I don't want anything lower than this cross member here if we can, just to keep stuff from dragging or dragging too much. I'll put it that way. All right, let's get to putting her together. Got these little divots here. They're in the saddle. I should clean them. They're in the saddle right here, and that helps it line up. So they just stick in here. That's not bad. Like they should slide over. I don't know how tight they're gonna be around that shaft there. So they'll flop.
Oh, I thought we had to try.
I thought this was gonna be tighter than that too. Well, if you just want to put the nuts on it, no, just you may have to drive it there though. Let's see. Hey, you just gotta get them lined up good. Grab the. Oh, we got. Find the one that fits the easiest. Line back up on the little dowel. There we go. I remember some of these I had to knock out.
Just might need to bend them.
Yeah. Put them in the bodies. Alright guys, we're going to use the stuff that painted the Tin Man on the Wizard of Oz here. Some anti-seize. I always put anti-seize on stuff, especially underneath cars, because you may want to take it off later, but a little dab will do. You don't need a bunch. So I'm just going to take one of these nuts off at a time and just wipe a little in the corner, and that's all you need. That's enough. Don't hold up there. Make sure, guys, these things are seated in these saddles real good, because they got them little alignment dials. But I guess we'll put the upper on next, then the spindle. That tight. That's 100 foot-pound right there. Ain't coming off.
Oh, not from the stove or something. No, from the stove.
Yeah, the stover should come off anyway. That's good and taut. Ain't going nowhere. A glob of aniseed. I'm gonna leave the spacers on here, guys, as set up just because we take it to alignment shop. I just want to get close enough we can get there without chewing all the tires off. Can't see it better. Can't see it better back here. Globbing. Get that rest right there and put my little half moon thing on and carry it on my belt. Oh yeah, it goes on there a lot better. Yeah, well, that thing's gonna look good up there. That little bump stop lands right where it's supposed to. I like that. All right, that look good there. Man, that looks professional. All right, I want to show you the spindles before we put them there. You want to see the regular spindle, this is where you get your drops right here. The regular spindle, the spindle part is down here, and this is moved up 3 inches, and I think they moved the steering arm, but I want you to look at the casting and stuff on these things and the gussets and stuff they've got built in it. Beltec all made in it, all powder coated nice. So we're gonna put the dust shields on real quick before I forget, and like I said, I have to reassemble it and take it apart and put it together and all that mess. A little protective thingamajigger off. Come off here. I guess it's the, you put a coat of Cosmoline or oil or something on these things. The threads look nice. So now I just got to figure out which one's which. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah. Dead. Dead. I guess that's it. That'd be good. Alright guys, we're changing everything out with these MOOG problem solvers because those are a problem and these are going to solve the problem. So, and they're better ball joints, so we're just going to put them in. Actually, these springs, me being taller now, helps a lot. Argo. Too much light work, man. This thing's gonna be hammered. It's not far up there. Here, let me see. I got a free hand. I got this. Let's turn this way. I got it. Did I grab it right? No, it's the wrong one. Looking, I got this. One of them boxes over there. I think that's one of them other ones.
Digging.
Go look on that control arm on the ground. The nut should be laying in between it somewhere on the upper. I think that's it. Until we find it out. That looks like the same one, but oh, it probably had a booger. A booger on the thread.
We boogered the thread a little bit.
Put it through the spindle.
What size is that?
There we go. Whew. That'll work. Yeah, guys, you know when it's low, what you got to do is I might have to put limit straps on this thing or something. Whew. It'd probably work better if we let it down, but it'd just be too easy.
Yeah, let it down about a foot. 6 inches anyway.
Hurts that we're vertically challenged, so that's all right there, so we can.
When we let it down, we just have to line the spring.
Yeah.
The spring's in the pocket down here, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna get a wrench and just tighten on the upper. Just put a couple more threads on it. Yeah, it should be good.
That's nothing right.
That's fine. Oh, yeah, we can do it. Well, guys, I got a little bit of energy after eating a bean, and I come back down here. It's nice and cool. About 6 o'clock in the evening, and I figured I'd catch up a little bit. So, as you saw, we got the 3-inch drop. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I might have to put me some kind of extension up in there. I mean, unless I Dukes a Hazard this unit or jack it up, the springs are gonna fall out. I may tack me a piece of tubing up in there. I don't know. Or I may make me a limit strap. I may do the off-road stuff, do me a little limit strap up there where it can't pull out of that. Maybe we'll do that. That might be a good idea. But I think right now, I may hang the old steering stuff under this thing real quick, and whatever I can get done tonight, I don't have to do tomorrow. But yeah, guys, I like the old MOOG ball joints. That killed about 3 hours of work today getting them old garbage ones out of it that come with it. But I've already got my new Pitman arm up here. It's not tightened up, but she's there. So let's get into try to put this steering linkage under here. Got this mess undone. All right, well, it's right. Just putting the whole mouth right. There you go. Together. Now, get all this droop out of it and stuff. It'll help.
Yeah,
Let's
get the first thing up out of the way.
This one here. Does that one go backwards like that? Yeah. See, that holds it up. We gotta put our. Yeah, it's starting to look good up in there. Can't believe they left off my sticker though. I guess I'm just going to have to pull this one off. What would y'all do? Pull that one off? Yeah, if you want to, I'm going to try to leave a link to the inner and outer tire. I don't have a link for this crossbar, but when I bought this, I got everything at one time for this. So if y'all are doing the same thing on these square bodies, be easier to find the part numbers. Like I'm gonna have I list all this in the description box below. Upper and lower ball joints, Pitman arm, inner and outer tie rod, the sleeves, inner and outer tie rod sleeves, the idler arm, I guess this is called. All that. I'll link all that stuff. All this whole front end stuff that we're putting in there, and I'll link the rear drop stuff too that we're putting in there. Some of this will come from my Amazon affiliate accounts. I'll make a very small percentage off of that, but it helps you guys find it real easy, and it kind of helps the channel out a little bit too. So if y'all want to check that out, I'll link this coil springs if y'all like the way the do-rop looks on this. I also put a box, but I think I got this from O'Reilly's, maybe. I can't remember. No, got this from Advance Autos where I got that. So yeah, we're gonna get these couple bolts throwed in up here, and that's probably gonna be it for tonight. I didn't want to spend all night down in here working on this thing. We get started back on it tomorrow and do that flip kit. I need to pack the bearings and put the rotors on, and the calipers will be finished. Set her on them Americans on the ground, see what she looks like. All right, it's the next morning, and it feels an awesome 60 degrees. It may be better than that. No humidity hardly at all. Getting my kind of weather to work outside. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna finish this front end up real quick, jump on the back, hopefully get this thing finished up today. It's been a long week. So, you guys never packed wheel bearings before, this is how I do it. I don't have a fancy machine. You've probably seen a lot of other people do it. Get your big blob on your hand. And basically all you're gonna do is take it and rake it in there and force it up in there. And just keep turning it around. And it'll push it all the way through the rollers. I do both sides. Those little machines work good, I just don't have one. As you can see, we're starting to come through right there at the top where we're forcing it through. That tells you you're getting it all the way around. Make sure you do this really good and get enough grease in it, because when I took this thing apart, you see all the little grease dots coming through. She's packed good. When I took this thing apart, they were pretty dry, and if I'd have drove it to the beach or something, it might have overheated, spun a bearing, messed everything up, been on the side of the road. I do want to put just a little bit of fresh on here. And the threads. I'll just take it, hang it up there. Remember, the small side goes in first. I like to pack a little on the outside, not too much. You stay there because it still gets a washer on there. Just don't want to burn no bearings up just because of being cheap. And see here, the washer has a little slot. It can only go on one way. That goes there. I'm just gonna get my hands greasy because I ain't taking these gloves. Ain't working too good. Keep me rag. This is kind of like man lotion for your hands. Your hands are dried out. Some good old grease on them. Sometimes these spindles, the threads on them are a little tight. Yeah, I'm gonna use the croissant here. And I like to tighten it up, then I'll back it off, and I'll tighten it back up again and turn it till it has just a little drag to it. You don't want them tight. I'm gonna say that's pretty good right there. Make sure your cotter pin holes are lined up. Alright, we got the cotter pin lined up. You want just a little drag on it. Down there, get my little pliers. Hammer. There we go. Get all my greasy tools now. Yeah, I ain't putting the glove on. Now, like I said, I just like to pack this a little bit around the. Just watch them ends of them cotter pins. Them things will fillet you up nicely. And then I like just to put a little bit in here. I know I'm probably overdoing it, guys. The looby dooby, you can't get enough looby dooby, I don't think. As long as it ain't pressing this cap off. I'm gonna clean that off a little bit around the outside. I'm gonna show you how I do this because I keep seeing I've spent 20 minutes hammering that one out. I'm gonna show you how to correctly do this. Well, the way I do it, don't mean it's correct. So you got this lip right here on the edge, outside edge. There we go. You don't beat them in the middle. Just go around the edge like that and they'll look nice for I think I'm gonna buy me some new ones to put on there, but they're gonna work for now. Alright guys, you may have to bend this little brake line right here with these 3-inch drop spindles because it gets right there. You just tweak it just a little. It only takes like an 1/8 inch. Get that done. And where it goes there. And a clippy one. Hopefully. I ain't got to squeeze the. This one right here. This outside was hitting. There we go. Yay! Falls in like it's supposed to. Actually, it don't do that all the time. Put a little grease on this, and I mean a little. You don't want it bleeding off over on your pads when it gets warm, but. Bottom one started. The top one started. The grease off my hands where I grab something. All right. This side's done, but yeah, you're gonna have a little interference on the 3s. I never had that with the 2-inch on the other one, on patches over there, but we just stuck a pry bar here, just moved it ever so gently because you don't want to kink it. So that's all good and snug and dug. Yeah. Yeah. This side's done. Go to the other side. Yay. Other side. Ow! Again. Ow! Again. Second time. You don't learn. You really don't.
Nope.
I can still hear that bell going. Ding. Man, the tubing don't bend any.
Cast iron don't need it.
Ah. Easiest brakes I've ever put on before. Now that I know how they work. Bad amount of sugar left. You never do that.
You talk about GM like that.
Talking about Mr. Chevrolet like that. I have to do a little more whacking on that one. I think I'm gonna knock it down just a hair. It's rubbing right there with that line.
Drop the iron down right there like that. And it's still tied down.
See if I can just twist it down. There we go.
Yeah, it's good there.
Alright. Don't need to go out anymore or
I
anything.
think it looks good. Oh yeah, that's good.
Ow. Alright guys, we're back after lunch. I didn't want to come back because I'm tired. Been 4 days on this thing. This thing's fought me and Daddy all week. Some of it our fault. Some of it lackluster stuff, I guess you'd call it. The ball joints in these nice control arms. I changed, like I said, we changed them to MOOG. I like them a lot better. The other ones just wasn't sitting down in the spindles the way I wanted them to, and changed all these out to the MOOGs. A lot better, I think. I think that's a good call. I'm gonna buy some more of these control arms. They are really nice, but I'm gonna go ahead and order ball joints and go ahead and knock them out. Now I gotta knock them out and get them dead. So whenever this whole thing, I'm gonna spun this around so you can see. Whenever everything, I check, make sure we got cotter pins and everything. Everything's tight. That's tight. Cotter pin, cotter pin. I'm mainly doing this for my remembrance, so y'all just bear with me. Cotter pin, cotter pin, cotter pin, cotter pin, cotter pin. And like I showed you guys, I don't know if you can see on that other bit, but we had to take and just barely bump this over because it was rubbing right here, and that's no good. It's just little things this giving us some aggravation. Everything up here. Oh, look, see, I done found one. I bet that thing ain't tight either. See, I'm glad you guys showed me that. Yeah. I don't think that thing is seated. Let me get some pliers and check it. Always triple, double, triple check everything, guys. I think I did tighten that though. Well, let's put one on it anyhow. That was 7/8 maybe. Nah. 15/16 maybe. Yeah. Alright. See how tight she is. Oh, nope. I don't think I can get another one on that. We'll call that good. I don't like them spun around like that. I like them. Oh no, yeah. Now, I'm glad you guys found that for me. Cotter pin, 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 cotter pin. All right, front end is done. I left these, we ain't done these yet because we're gonna probably have to do a little adjusting on them. Let's see. Yeah, she looks like she's towed out a little. I think I got another set of wheels. I'm gonna put my wheels on like with no tires on it, and we're gonna sit it down on the little dollies we got, and we can put the weight on it, let it sit down and measure it and stuff. As you can see, we talked about building. We're not using a socket, of course, but we're not gonna do this today. But we're talking about building a little thing, kind of like I put on the Jeeps to keep the coil spring when it drops down, when they articulate, to keep it from falling out. I'm gonna tack one in here, 3 or 4 big old chunky tacks on there, and it'll just keep spring, because I took the spring out. I mean, it goes in pretty easy. Let's go around this way. Sit it there. Yeah, see? She gonna be low, and I'm gonna have something to come down past this one rung here on there. So all the time it's gonna be like that is when we jack it up and take all the weight off of it. Yeah, that's it's gonna be her. She gonna be low, and we gotta make her little things here that bolts in for the sway bar. These sway bars are okay. They're not like the good. I wonder if I could make me one of the clamp style. I could do me a clamp and run down here and have a bolt with like the little adjustable heim joint. I don't know, we may do that instead of the old slip and slide rubber one that really can't do a whole lot. I guess it helps, but. All right, guys, last day on the Suburban. We kind of ran out of time. We got the front finished, so I was gonna let you see that. We got to get some around real quick. We got to get some bushings. We got to get some bushings for the rear before we drop it out. Do the flip kit and stuff, and we didn't have them. I didn't think about ordering. And it's Friday, and you guys will want to see a video about at least tomorrow. So we're gonna put the Americans on the front and just set the front on some blocks so we can see how low it is and everything. And this will be a 2-part video. Next week we'll put the flip kit on it, get her parked out in the yard for your view and pleasure, and I'll get to drive it before long, hopefully. So let's get out and stick these tires on here real quick. See if she sticks up in the fender well. Hoping the wheels will clear, because I've heard a lot of nightmares of the 3-inch drop spindles and how thick they are, and it'll hit the inside of the wheels. But if you haven't seen before, we're robbing old patches of his tires and wheels. I'm going to go a little different direction on it. We're running a 205 70-15 on a 15x7 and the glorious 275 60-15 on a 15x8.5. We're gonna put some Bolognas under the back. So anyhow, we'll at least get you something cool to look at on the front, see if we can stick it up in there. The only other concern we're probably gonna have is this, but we have welders and torches and we'll fix it. So let's get this thing squished down on its hot rod shoes here. These tires are actually pretty light too. I was surprised. Grab that. I'm just gonna put 2 on it. It looks like it clear really good. Even the caliper, I think it clears the caliper better than it did on patches. Patches look like it's a little closer.
Hey, there's plenty of clearance right there.
Yeah.
I've seen. Yeah. I've ran a lot less clearance on.
All right, let's look at the clearance. We got plenty. Plenty around everything. That's the problem running 15-inch wheels, guys. It gets a little close, but these torque thrust Ds are clearing a little. We may have to get rid of that weight. That weight's hitting. Or do a little paint removal on the caliper bracket there, but might have to put one of them hammer-on weights on or something on it. I don't know if that'll clear. Maybe we'll just clearance the caliper. How's the top? Top's pretty good. Yeah, Dave, look at this one right here. We're gonna have to grind that caliper bracket just a little.
Oh yeah.
Well, they tuck in there nice. I can't quite see it squished in there. Let's get the other side on. I'm glad I accidentally did buy the torque thrust Ds versus the regular torque thrust. She's tucking in there, guys. Real nice. Real nice. Yeah, I may, no more than the weights are on that one, I may just get rid of them. Who needs weights? Alright, now we're going to put the big Bologna under it here, see how it fits.
Let it down some. That's like heavy.
I can do one. That looks good. That's big. That thing is, that's what it's going to look like when we let it down. That 275/60 is probably one of my favorite tires. I don't think it, you think it's up too cattywampus if we put one of them on? This is a little bit, they're a little bit taller. I don't know if they're too much taller. I mean, we'll just sit it on the ground. I'll put one in the stock one. We'll put the stock one on that side and just set it down on the ground. All right. Oh, this has got lugs on. Let me take these off. I need to put these in there. And
Yeah, man, my what for them.
we'll just put them two will be enough. Yeah, a little stagger. Should be ready to hit the oval track. The old truck rally on there. Right. Yeah, that one's not near as pretty.
That's one I had to press off.
Yeah, I'm probably about to beat that one back off. All right, time for the fun stuff. Put it on the ground. Okay, coming down. Check these springs under here. Are they still floppy?
Yep.
All right. I need to. What about there? Are they?
Just a hair more. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see where mine's at. I know you guys can't see. We're having the springs in these things. All right, guys, we had to go in there and position the springs in the pocket. They got that little dimple that hangs down from the front, but y'all saw earlier in the week when we was putting this thing together that the dimple's not that long, so we're gonna make a piece of tubing to weld in there. Probably told you this before, can't remember, but a piece of tubing weld in there, kind of like you put on the Jeeps for the articulation where the springs won't fall out. Because right now these springs you can take out with them full droop. I can just pull them out. So now you got to get in there. If you take all the weight off of it, you got to line them up as you go down. It's a pain, so we're gonna put a little guide down there about 2 inches long. So catch my breath, we're gonna put her on down. We ain't even installed it on the ground yet. I think the lift's probably gonna hold it up. We're gonna see. Recording. I can redo it. All right, going down.
Spring set.
Look at that thing, goodness.
Is that all well?
Yep.
That's it.
She's off. Boy, she in the dirt. And she got right. Goodness, this thing low. How is it under? Inch?
About an inch and a half under the tow hook.
Oh, we can get rid of him. The rest of it's about 3. She's low.
Well, when the back comes down,
Yeah.
it's gonna pick its front up some.
Let's go check out the baloney back there at stock height. Good gravy, that thing's low. It'll come down a little. I think it's gonna be just right.
I think it will, because it's gonna rock up like
Yeah.
this in the front.
Yeah, 6 inches will level her out a little bit. Man, tucking them that's a perfect size on the front. I mean the perfect size. She's tucking perfect. I've always liked to put mine right here on this line on the tire. And she's perfect. That exhaust down there pretty good. We got to move that exhaust up. Man, she looks like a 70s stink bug now. I do like that tire. We get that thing down 6 inches, she's gonna be right on top of that thing. Yes. And That's gonna look good. Get the back down about 6 inches. All right, we dropped the back down 6 inches so we can level it out so it ain't got the old stank bug look, but I think she's gonna look pretty groovy. Come up about right. The lowest part on this thing's control arm. I'll get you under here real quick and show it to you, but this is where the back's gonna sit once the flip kit's in it and everything, because it does a 6-inch drop. What we done, we measured off the hitch to the ground before we took the tires off, then took them off and just dropped the back 6 inches. So that trailer hitch is 9 inches off the ground. That'll give you any reference. But I think she's gonna have the perfect rake down through there, but I'm excited about it, guys. I think it's gonna look killer. We'll get her cleaned up and we'll do a video on cutting and buffing it and getting this old dirty paint looking good for a little while, and then we'll next month or so we'll go over and do all the rust repair and stuff underneath it in little segments, and we'll do a how to paint your car at home video with this one. But she looking good, tucked up in there. Grab my light, I'll show you the lowest point under this thing. Them tow hooks probably gonna have to go, because this is my hand here and I got small hands. She low. But yeah, that's a 3-inch drop spindle, 3-inch drop spring, and that's it. And she low. Didn't have to cut nothing. But they took in, I don't know if them CPP arms are any more narrow. You can see it's towed out a little bit. We gotta fix that, but it puts it just right, I think. I like them right there on that line. She's gonna have just a little rake. Don't look at all the whiskey dent. Looks like the thing's been sitting out in the middle of driving range. We gotta fix all that, but yeah, that 205/70, guys, let me know down in the comments what y'all think. That 205/70 is just right for the front of these. I was kind of scared these 15s were gonna be too small, but I was gonna go to 20s, but I like this. She's more hot rod. All right, guys, well, I think we're gonna wrap this here video up. Sorry we didn't get it done. We tried. We beat our heads to death, busted knuckles and everything. We've been working on this thing every day for about 4 or 5 days, counting, painting, all the sand and all that stuff, and didn't want to bore you with that, but it's been a pretty long ordeal, and I didn't want to skip this week's video, so we'll just give you a part 1, and next week we'll finish it and we'll do some good walk arounds. And after we get it where we can drive it, I got plenty of content for you guys on how to, you know, do the rust repair, all that stuff. We're gonna do dent removal. I'm gonna show you a little trick I got for this, and got a lot of stuff to do on this thing because I want to have it at the fall revival in North Carolina. Y'all guys need to check that out. If you're into trucks or C10s or anything, the C10 fall revival, check them out. It's one of the best shows, truck shows anyway, that I've ever been to, and hopefully this behemoth will be there. I need to name it though. I don't want to call it the Suburban. We may call it the Burb. I don't know. Drop down below what you guys think we should name. I thought about Hank the Tank because it's so big, but I don't know. I like to name my stuff. It's just so much cooler. But anyhow, thank you guys so very much for helping support this channel, buying the Shakemaster 4000s. I got to get on them next week. I'm gonna make another quick run of them stuff, guys. This thing here has just sucked up my whole week, but I really appreciate all the support. Anyhow, if you want to scoop up an AC Designs Garage t-shirt or Shakemaster 4000 or anything like that and help support the channel, make sure you go head on over to www.acdesignsgarage.com, scoop you one of them up. And remember, be kind to one another. Jesus loves you, so do we. God bless. We gone.